Hey everybody, I'm Robin Curian, and you are watching Run It with Robin. Today I am at Maysville with Jessica Castro. She was in the docu-series Married at First Sight, Season 2. So, Jessica, yes. I feel like we have something in common when it comes to marriage because we both do not believe in divorce. Like, divorce is not an option. So, with that in mind, what on earth possessed you to do this show and to marry like a complete stranger?
Yeah, you know, I was single for 2 years, and prior to that, I was in a 7-year relationship, and we were on and off, and it was just very toxic, and so that ended, and this kind of presented itself. It like literally just fell in my lap, and so I figured, I'm single, I live alone, I have no kids, what do I have to lose, right? I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? They're gonna marry me off to a crazy person? I mean, come on.
Well, as you start watching season 2, you ended up marrying this guy named Ryan. And how was the process like when you literally walked down the aisle and you introduced yourself and you were like, hey, I'm Jessica Castro, to your husband?
There were many things leading up to that very moment. Obviously, you know, I was dress shopping, like I was shoe shopping, I was jewelry shopping, like all these things, and I'm like, I'm doing this for my wedding, like this is insane, you know. But right before the doors opened, I was with my dad, and he was ready to walk me down the aisle, and I'm trembling, like, Dad, what the hell am I doing? Like, this is beyond absurd. And he was nervous for me too, and I'm like, well, no, we can't both be nervous. Like, let's just do this. So we walked down the aisle, and I just, you know, I seen Ryan at the end there with his, you know, big old smile, and it was soothing, it was comforting at that moment. He was just as nervous as I was. I mean, you can tell we were holding hands, and he, you know, he asked me, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I'm fine." Like, you know, what else do you say? There's not many things you can say at that very moment because then they start reading our vows. Like, everything's just happening so quick.
When was the first sign where you were like, "Oh my gosh, who is this guy?" And you know, where you felt like something is not right?
Well, for one, the arguments, those type of arguments were not normal. Watching back on the episodes, I can see the anger in his eyes. And I'm like, it's that anger is coming from somewhere deep down inside. It's not from this argument. There's something else going on. You know, the way that he acted with certain situations, when the camera stopped rolling, how he started to treat me even more off camera. I was living in Queens and he was living in Staten Island, and I don't drive. I mean, everyone knows that. Everyone knew that. And I was working in Midtown, and I was going to Staten Island. I was taking the bus over an hour to Staten Island, maybe twice a week. He never, not once, came to Brooklyn or Queens. It was such a big deal for him to do that, and he drove.
He had a car, and he never even like volunteered, like, hey, let me pick you up.
Nope, nothing. You know, I found certain things from other females that shouldn't have been. He didn't want to spend Valentine's Day with me. I mean,
so he cheated on you too?
Yeah, I was very blinded the whole time. I was very naive to it all because I really wanted to make it work. I was at my parents' house having a conversation with my best friend actually on the telephone, and that was like the smack in the face. And she was like, Jess, you really need to open your eyes and really take a step back and realize what is happening, what he's doing to you. He's breaking you down mentally, emotionally.
Would you ever do this again? This experiment?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so, but I was like, let me just ask. You never know. Would you ever marry again?
Absolutely, I would. That has not tainted me at all. You know, one bad apple doesn't, you know, it doesn't spoil the rest of the apples.
All right, so girl, I gotta ask you, are you seeing anybody special right now?
I am actually, yes. It's a long distance relationship, but it just works for us. This time also, I've learned to be a lot more private with my personal life. You know, because of the show, everything had to be blasted on social media because we have to keep everyone interacted and kind of on their toes and stuff like that. And so people will, you know, comment, or like Jacqueline, she posted up a picture of she's seeing someone and Davina's remarried, and everyone's like, oh my God, Jess is next, we can't wait. And in my head, I'm like, I'm already seeing someone. Like, I am good where I am, you know.
What would you say to those viewers out there who might feel like their life is great except they can't find a man, or their love, love ain't happening for them? What would you say to them?
Honestly, I would just say, just be patient. be patient. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You know, even if it happens 5 or 10 years down the line, which I know, trust me, we do get impatient. We want it to happen now, especially when everything just seems so right in your life.
Yeah.
You know, but honestly, just be patient. You know, the guy that I'm seeing now, that came out of the blue. Like, I was not looking for anyone. I was really just focusing on my life and trying to get everything right, so to speak. And, you know, it just happened. And who knows what will happen? You know, it would be nice if we continue to, you know, do what we do, but I don't know what's going to happen in a month from now. I don't know what's going to happen in 2 months. So we're just enjoying each other and just being patient, especially that we're in different locations.
Yeah.
So just be patient, because trust me, it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. Timing is everything.
Married at First Sight is definitely an experience that Jessica will never forget. During and after the show, fans reached out to her, and they continue to reach out to her to let her know how inspiring it was to watch her find her voice on the show. She currently mentors a young lady, and you can find her speaking at several women empowerment events, including one that she held herself this summer. Follow Jessica Castro at the social media handles right after this, and I'll see you next time on Run It with Robin.